Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today might be a short video because I started a bit late. Anyway, let's get to it. Women are tired. They need men now. This is from Trey to Real podcast. Let's listen to it. 1.5 speed.
Let's watch this.
I'm wanting to share something that has felt edgy.
Her feminine is tired. The boss chicks are tired right now. I've been talking about this. These women are tired of working. Now they want a man.
And something that I really want the men to hear. Women are tired. The feminine is tired. And I have been feeling it. I have been seeing it. I have been witnessing it and having conversations with women who are really struggling right now. From single mothers, too many single mothers I know that don't have the fathers present.
Well, maybe get married first before you bring kids into this world. The feminine is tired because you guys told men for so long that you don't need us. You were on your boss girl shit. You wanted to do everything on your own. You don't need men for nothing. But now that you're tired, it's because you're getting older now. The workload is getting too much for you. Now you need some help. Now you want men to come into your life. But you're complaining about a problem you created. You need to deal with this. It's not man's fault. It's not a man's job to save you right now. It's not a man's job to save you from the problem that you created. The feminine is tired. We get it. But you guys started this. You don't need us, right?
Or even financial support. And this is coming from a woman that was raised by a single mother, an immigrant that had 2 children. My mother had 2 children at the age of 19. So it's hard to witness. And then single women that don't feel like there are enough good men.
There are enough good men. You just overlooked them. Your standards were too high. You kept on nitpicking at every single thing. There are more good men out there than there are.
All right, let's tackle this one. So here's the thing, guys. First things first. This video title is Women Are Tired, They Need Men Now. Okay. Not women are tired, they need men now. They're tired, period. They need men now. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Here is the thing. Now, I'm not a social person per se. I can be social on cue, but I'm not naturally so. I don't go out of the way to hang out with a bunch of people, whether that be at work or friends or bar, clubbing, whatever. I'm not. So I'm not really the person to discuss this, but I'm trying to view it as a regular viewer, someone who's browsing the internet and, came across this video, and I would like to assess what is really happening. Is this title correct? And whatever it is she's saying, does that apply to most women that I've encountered? And I think that's how you should approach the real world. It seems like a lot of people nowadays, notice I use the word seems, it seems like people are using the internet to judge how they should move in life and how other people are moving in life. It's very interesting. It's actually a bubble, it appears to be. Kind of like a field, a distorted field. What I'm trying to say is this. This title is telling. It really is. If you watch this video and videos like it that push this narrative, along with the evidence that this woman appears to be, you would think that it is true. Women are tired and they need men now. Well, the truth is, the internet is very unreal. It's very unreal. As a matter of fact, the internet is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm giving my opinion and I'm giving my expression and my feelings and the spontaneous thoughts that are coming up in my mind at this moment. You have to understand, this woman, like me, had a camera prepared. She potentially prepared her makeup, her earrings, her hair. She probably took a shower, got ready, thought about the topic and all that stuff, and then put herself in front of the camera. Potentially made many takes. I don't know if it was on TikTok or not, but the point is, the internet is scripted, it's structured, it's planned. It's not natural in any way, unless someone took a video of someone who's unaware that they're being recorded at this very moment. And so what I'm trying to say is, in the real world, when I go to, get breakfast at my favorite, restaurant in the morning, or if I, go to Panera Bread, or Walmart for shopping on the weekend, or Price Right, my favorite place to save money, or Stop and Shop, or wherever you go in your life, in your daily routine. Do you see this title and this woman's experience in real life? You don't. You don't really see it, do you? What I see are women living their lives and men living their lives. Now, the only time I truly get to see or understand or get a perspective of what's in someone's head at any moment is if I indeed approach them and make an attempt to date them, or maybe go on an event with them, some type of journey, maybe, I don't know, mountain climbing or something, really get to know the person and her friends and her family, etc. That's the only time I truly get to understand what is going on. Besides that, it is impossible, at least for me, to observe someone and know what's going on in their heads, unless I go to the internet. Now, the internet, or YouTube, I should say, is very interesting, and social media in general. You will have videos after videos after videos like this. And what's interesting is, on the flip side, you can go to another channel where it's woman-based, and you will see the quite the opposite of this title and the opposite of what this woman is talking about. You will see women say, we don't need men. We're all set. We're great. What do you mean? We're doing fantastic. We're homeowners. We date who we want. We have freedom. Yes, we have children and no men, but guess what? I can have any man I want. I can have him at any time. I can have him come home, do a quickie, spend the night. The next day, he goes home. I don't have to deal with him. I can chill in my bed, and it's me and me alone, and I don't have to worry about a man telling me what to do, etc. The freedom is beautiful. In fact, I met this woman. She was a single mom, a Spanish woman. Now, I don't know what country. I forgot. I think it was DR or something like that, Dominican Republic. Anyway, she spoke Spanish. So I asked her, I said, where's the father of the child? And she said, well, he's in DR, and I go to visit him every now and then. But she's in the United States, obviously. And I said to her, do you find it better to be by yourself with the child, or do you find it, it could have been better if you guys had stayed together? And she said to me without pause, she said, oh, hell no. I prefer to be by myself. At least he gets to see his daughter when we go on a trip. And that's it. She said, life is actually easier because she has a support system. She has her family, she has her friends, she has babysitters that could watch the child while she goes to party or whatever. I mean, she's like, this is great. I get the greatest things. I have government support. I have this, that. I'm like, this is amazing. Hearing a woman talk impromptu, without preparation, is the realest way you can get to know a woman. Don't allow her time to think. Just ask her a very direct question and you will see the answer. Now, for some women, the answer acts as a barrier, as a way to protect themselves. Some women, for example, if you ask a woman, is it better for you to be alone and not be with a man, or the man or the father of your child at this moment? She might say, well, I love it the way I am right now. I love this freedom. And then, next thing you know, she goes home and she posts pictures of her going on trips and whatever. You see this all the time, actually, on Instagram or Facebook, where many women who broke up or are single will take pictures after pictures of them in the best light ever. And it's not necessarily that they're trying to hide something or mask the feeling that they're really lonely. But what it is they're doing is just following the trend, because women and people in general are impressionable. They do what's popular. It's more so true with women, though. But what you will see is if a woman who did have a boyfriend, perhaps for 2 years, 4 years, long-term relationship, suddenly breaks up, you will see this woman go on some crazy journey that otherwise would not have been. she would not have spent so much money to make herself look better, go this trip and that trip, post this car and this nails and this and that and this, and you know what I mean? It's just an onslaught of experiences. Every day is a new post. Boom, boom, boom. I'm doing fantastic. What you're seeing is a masking. The woman is literally masking her experience or her situation at the moment to cope with the reality. And also, it acts as a way to show to whomever broke up with her or she broke up with or whatever, that, listen, you could not break me down. I am doing great. And this is how most women are that I've seen and I've experienced in the real world. Is that they will say one thing to you, that I am fine by myself, but at the end of the day, when they're lonely and by themselves, and I don't mean lonely in the sense they're feeling alone, I meant when they're alone, like in a space where no one else is, the truth comes out. The truth comes out indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if there are women out there who, after a breakup, or not even after a breakup, divorce, or just plain single, who are over the age of, 30, I wouldn't be surprised if they're crying in their beds all the time at night, because it is not the nature of a woman to be alone. But there is a support system. You have to understand that. The whole society supports women's loneliness. The state supports it, companies supports it, men support it, because in many cases, men prefer that, because that way they could have a chance to go after that woman if they had seen her with a man. But the point is, the internet is so strange. This man is making a video, Trey Toure. He's making a video and he titled it, "Women Are Tired." Now that's a generalization, isn't it? Where is the facts for this title? Women are tired. Women? Do you know how many women there are in the United States? And he didn't even, now obviously we're going to assume it's the United States, but women, that title is a problem in itself. Now obviously, the purpose of social media is to draw attention to a particular video in order to garner views on views, etc., and then make money out of it. I understand that. But herein is the problem. The problem is, in fact, that we are able to come up with titles that don't match the reality. Women are tired, period. They need men now. Holy smokes. This is not in any way representative of what's actually happening. Women in general aren't thinking of men. Women in general are thinking of control. They're thinking of how can we, the statistics have shown this, most women file for divorce, okay? They initiate the process to file for divorce. Most women are, when they are single, they keep the child. Most women push to buy homes. Most women push to start businesses in order to be independent from men, etc., etc. Because control to a woman is freedom, okay? Money to a woman is freedom, and money in general does bring freedom. But a woman does not look at money the way a man looks at money. When a man gets money, he wants to help everybody, especially his family and the one he loves. When a woman gets money, in general, it has nothing to do with helping anyone except for herself. And so we're very different creatures. So this title is a problem, isn't it? Women are tired. I disagree, don't I? Yes, I do. Women are not tired. I see women every day and they're doing great. Don't let the internet deceive you. This woman, look at her. She probably put on the sad face with the feminine is tired. What in the world? Guys, don't be deceived by this title, and don't be deceived by these women who make videos online about them needing men in their late ages. As a matter of fact, a more accurate title would be, could women be tired of their old age independence? Or should I say, could women be tired of independence in their old age? That's better. That's a much better suitable title, because indeed it does represent the natural progression of woman. When a woman is young, she feels free. She wants to be older so she can make decisions and do things. When she's middle-aged, she feels, I should settle down. I should get someone who can help me pay for this and that and help me be where I need to be as a woman and be a mother. Notice many women never really say, I want to be a wife. They say, I want a partner. They say, I want to be a mother. I want to be a businesswoman, an independent woman, etc., etc. Rarely do you hear online women say, I want to be a wife, because a wife means something completely different. It means submission, and women, for the most part, don't really like that word submission because they've been taught to hate it. Anyway, the point is middle-aged. Then you have the women who are above that, middle-age, 40s, 50s, etc. This is when you start to see that title, Women Are Tired, come out, because at that point they're staring at the abyss, and men are very different. Men don't stare at the abyss at a later stage in life. You've heard it from Kevin Samuels, you've heard it from many other men, but the truth is, the older men get, the more perspective we get of the real world that has been put in front of us. Because as men, we've been lied to from the very beginning that women are spice and everything nice, and men are boogers, and it appears to be fun in the beginning, but then when you become a young man with responsibilities, then you begin to see the truth, which is that no, men are everything nice, women are boogers. Absolutely, that is the absolute truth. You see men helping every day. You see men go out of their way to help strangers. Women are not capable of doing that, and neither should they. Women are vulnerable creatures, and in no way should they present themselves to strangers to help out unless they have some type of backup. So no, I'm not trying to equate the two. I'm trying to compare them to say that we're just completely different creatures. So, when I see videos like that, I don't make the same, conclusion that this video wants me to make. Now, he's not saying that. He's saying that in his title, and he's trying to push along that perspective with video evidence. But my point is, the internet or YouTube or Facebook in general, these things are not real. It's not real, guys. It's literally, if you took away the incentive to make videos, which is financial gain through ads, sponsorship, etc., if you took away all of these incentives, I heavily doubt that we will see videos such as these populate the internet. Because indeed, we know that this man is attempting to represent men, and they're doing a poor job, in my opinion. A man should decide what's correct for him. If a woman in her late stages decides she wants to hook up with a man, let the man hook up. But the only thing I say, don't commit. Do not commit to any woman who's in their late stages of life, especially women with children. This is something I've completely transitioned from having the experience to talk about it. It's kind of funny. When someone tells you about this initially, you don't think about it. You think of the genuine nature of what you're trying to accomplish. You don't have a child, so there's this woman with a child, so maybe I should, because there's so many single moms available, why don't I choose a single mom? They're available. The single women with no children don't want me. They're not even considering me. So why don't I consider a woman who wants me? The only problem with that is that woman with child that you're considering, because she's available, has no interest in you for the most part. She has interest in her child's survival as well as her survival. And that means you. That means you, the single guy or the guy who's available, could potentially save her from her calamity or her loneliness or whatever it is. I mean, there are women out there, maybe not in vast numbers, but there are women out there who do pay for men to live with them simply because they need the companionship. That does exist, but not in mass numbers. Women, again, are not a monolith, but for the most part, women's nature is indeed, predictable. When they have freedom in their early ages, freedom to woman also is her beauty. When she's beautiful and attractive and is able to pull almost any man simply by what she wears or how she smells, goodness gracious, that is power. And women learn that at an early age. Men at an early age, or young boys at an early age, don't have this type of power or leverage over anyone. But women do have that leverage at a very young age, naturally because they're the weaker creature, but also because they are beautiful and they are well sought out. And in fact, women are the ones who populate the earth with beings, in the sense that men, we know the deal. But the point is, these videos should be taken at face value and with a grain of salt, because the truth is, they're not truthful. These videos and these women who talk on TikTok, they're not truthful. They're dishonest. They're literally just, expressing themselves, because remember, women's emotions are like the wind. They will say one thing today, and then the next day it's something completely different. And you can't rely on shifty sand or the water that is tossed around with the wind. You can't. And women are indeed that. So unless you find a woman in real life that may indeed need a man because she's tired of independence in her old age, I doubt you should even pay attention to videos such as these. Guys, human beings are indeed independent in their thinking, in their decision making. But when you use the internet to assume certain things about individuals, that's a gray area, because it's not real. You're not making a decision based on anything factual. Meet the people in real life, but never commit to older women with children and older women in general. Anyway, guys, it was great. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.